6 months since I posted my first video. We are at the end of October 2025, and 6 months ago, I can't believe it. I thought it feels like it's been longer. 6 months since I posted my first video, and 85 videos or more, now it's one, or about 87 videos more later, here we are. And where is that? I'm not sure. It's been a mixture of curiosity, trial and error, and a lot of learning, a lot of patience, a lot of fear, a lot of overcoming fear. And when I started this channel, I didn't know if anyone would watch, and honestly, not many people are, but that's not really the point. It's not really why I started it. I had no idea what I was doing, and I just wanted to document a process. What initially started off as I'm more interested in personal finance, living abroad, lifestyle, culture, intercultural marriage, living in Asia. I thought that that would be more my niche, and to an extent it has been, but it's evolved. So in the first 6 months, I posted more than 85 videos. Most of them are over 30 minutes long. I'm more of a talker than I thought. I can ramble. I can go down rabbit holes. And one of the things I've learned is I need to try and curb that, especially for these videos, because I can lose the point of what I'm trying to talk about. But here are some of the statistics of 85 videos. So the average view time is about 5 to 6 minutes, and so far my total watch hours are 6.8 hours out of the 1,000 required to be monetized. My top two videos are the inside and outside tour of my house. Each of those videos has 32 views, maybe more now. I guess people are more curious about what it looks like in retirement in Laos. And I always get caught on those videos too. I like to see people's life. I like to see people's houses. I like to see what they value and what things look like where they're at. I think those type of videos would get more views if people would do them. I know these are small numbers, but what I've come to see them differently. Each view is someone who's watched my video. Each view represents someone who clicked on my video and actually watched it for more than even just a few minutes. For me, that's something. But I do find when people are real and when people open themselves up and speak off the cuff, I really appreciate that. And this has given me an opportunity to do that. Maybe I am not very interesting. I've had an interesting life, and I still live an interesting life. Maybe I'm just not a very interesting person to talk to, but I do appreciate everyone who have subscribed. I have 9 subscribers so far, and 6.5 hours of view time is not a small number to me. And only 6 months. I remember watching videos of people who only got monetized after a year or even more of really trying. You have to keep at it. You have to find out what your niche is, and you have to find out, if your objective is to get monetized, you have to just, it's a matter of numbers. At some point you might get the algorithm might work in your favor, and you might, you prick the interest of just enough people to get that ball rolling. And if you have the inventory there of videos for people to watch, more people will be drawn to it, hopefully. But part of this is not really, I'm an introvert. That's one of my difficulties with this. I don't divulge my opinions and my life very easily, but YouTube has made that easy. So like I said, I started with a list. I started videos with lists. I like that stuff. It's practical things, especially around finance and lifestyle. But along the way, at some point, I decided that I shifted more toward vlogging, and I got inspired to share my countdown to early retirement. When that became a more certain thing at my job, I decided that I would do a countdown of my retirement, and I started at week 30, which is basically the end of June, and I've been chronicling that every week since then. Some videos, some weeks it's just one compilation of small videos. Some weeks it's a summary of the week, and some weeks I've had to break up the videos because they were too long. And I try not to do that. My goal is to try to keep everything under 20 minutes. But yeah, like I said, I tend to ramble sometimes. So, again, I'm not chasing the viral hits. I'm documenting my journey right now. And that's the chapter in life that I am with YouTube, with this YouTube experience. Will I continue beyond early retirement? I don't know. It might not be viral material, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, each like I said, each person who's watching this, I talk to you like I'm talking to a friend, very honest, open, and vulnerable. Probably more vulnerable than I care to be, but I think it's life is short. Who cares? I try to be careful about what I say with work, because there's still some confidentiality there. And then once I'm done with work, then I could probably be a little more free with my thoughts. But will I want to talk about work when I'm done? Probably not. Oh, so some things that I've learned along the way. So I've learned how to make movies. A couple years ago, when I was taking Thai lessons, I was a member of a group that I subscribed to, and part of the requirement was to videotape yourself speaking the language of choice. There were people all over the world. I was the only one in the group speaking Thai, but we had to videotape ourselves and upload it to YouTube. That was the last time I tried to make movie, but it really wasn't a movie. It was just me reading a script to practice. But this is actually, I'm much more involved now in editing. I'm learning to edit. I'm learning to even do the compiling, putting video on top of video. I'm also I'm looking at transcribing at some point, and I'm trying to synchronize, like I'm learning what a B roll is, what an A roll is. It's been a really very interesting experience. The first couple months, oh my goodness, I wanted to pull my hair out. I just couldn't get things to work. ChatGPT has really helped me to troubleshoot some of those issues that I had, much more than any other AI software. But yeah, I'm excited that this is something I might pursue that will help me use my time make it useful, more constructive when I'm in early retirement. I think it's fun to do. It's fun to document my life, and it's fun to document these things that are important to me at the time. I've gotten more comfortable with talking into a camera, like I'm talking to a friend, and I'm more comfortable. Well, I'm not very comfortable with hearing my own voice. Nobody likes their own voice. I hear so many. That's a very common thing to hear from people. They don't like their own voice. They sound different. But I'm used to it. I'm used to seeing myself talking to a telephone and then listening to the recordings after I'm done to cut out any extra if I do that too much, or any too much space, or if I ramble too much, I might edit some of that stuff out. I don't do anything too complicated, especially right now. Maybe I will later, but right now it's pretty straightforward, raw. What you see is what you get, minus some spaces of time, or wasted space, and wasted something I might have said that was too stupid, or I thought was stupid or irrelevant, or if I went too much down another rabbit hole. One of the things I learned from watching other YouTubers is it's more important to be consistent than it is to do anything perfectly. And none of my videos are perfect. None of them are they don't end up the way I envision them. They don't sound the way I envision them. After I do a video, I'll look back and I'll think, oh, I should have said this. I had this to say. But sometimes I'll refer to notes. I'll just refer to notes, and that's it. I'm not reading from a script. I'm much better unscripted in a way, because when I'm trying to read too much to a structure, I get lost and I confuse myself, and I really don't like that. And then I miss some important points. But again, this is not going to be perfect. This is going to just be me in the raw, and I hope you enjoy it. I think I will enjoy it sometime when I'm looking back on this. So the personal growth in this, the channel started as a project, and it's become something of a therapy. I think I tend to keep things bottled up. I don't have that many people that I can talk to about some of these things. And, frankly, I'm not sure I would bring some of this stuff up with a friend. But this has given me an opportunity to think through and de-stress and just strategize a little better, because it is sometimes strategize for myself, my life, feel much more confident about speaking in public. It's helped me with some confidence, not just in front of a camera, but also at work, speaking in front of other people, because I think the more you practice speaking out loud, the better you become. I just did a video on 9 scary financial mistakes that people make, and I'm stuttering through it, and I bumble it up a bit, but I cut out some of the space and I consolidated it to the best that I could, and I'm putting it out there. I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to be afraid of anything. This has taught me patience. Editing a 30-minute video takes a lot of time. I really admire the people that do this on their own, and don't outsource their videos. If you're pumping out videos, then you have to outsource it. But I'm just doing this on my own, and I'm really proud of myself for what I do know, and I know there's a lot that I don't know. The other thing that's helped me do is to appreciate creativity, and it's using my own mind to come up with ideas, using my own mind to speak off the cuff and to speak from the heart. I'm really speaking from the heart in these videos. This is not prescribed script. So there's creativity that's coming from this, and it's fun because of the fear factor, partly because of the fear factor, public speaking, putting myself out in public, and just telling things that make me feel vulnerable, so like I said, a 20-minute video, there's a lot of editing behind it. Enough editing for me, I have to make thumbnails. I became much more creative with my thumbnails. I'm taking photographs around the city of different unique things, and I'm doing my own thumbnails. They're simple. I use Canva. I take the photograph, I upload it to Canva, and then I put my own subtitle on it. And then instead of using a generated thumbnail from AI, I make it myself. And it's given me, I look for things in the city now to take photos of. It's been much more enjoyable than I expected, and I'm not as afraid as I was. So even on the weeks that I thought, what's the point of this? I keep going, because this isn't about views. This is about building something personal. Like I said, when I got inspired to do this 6 months ago when I was in Laos. It was during the holiday, and I was thinking, maybe this is something I've seen people do this, and I'm like, why can't I do it? And I was scared. I took my phone. I think I had 4 or 5 different takes. I had a list of reasons. The first video, list of reasons why I'm starting a YouTube video. And I put up the tripod, and I had when I first did the video, the phone was on the wrong angle. It was flipped on the other side. The sound was terrible. The tripod was moving around because it was a cheap one. It's still a cheap one, but I was terrified. And to speak into a camera and talk to people in a way like this, I don't think it has many views, any at all. But I was really afraid to put myself out there, and I can't believe 6 months later I'm still doing it. So anyway, let me wrap this up there. So as I move closer to retirement, it's only 2.5 months away. I want to keep improving my story. I want to keep improving my storytelling. I want to document my storytelling. Maybe one day one of my relatives will stumble across this on YouTube. I don't know if these things get squashed in the algorithm, but it'll be there. Maybe my wife will find it. She doesn't even watch my videos because she doesn't really know about them. She doesn't follow YouTube, and that's okay. Maybe one day I'll let her know where they are, and let her know to start watching them. It might give me at least one more view on them. So I'm going to try and experiment with shorter videos, better visuals, and topics to really show what it looks like in Lao. So I have 1 more month of work, and then I'll be on holiday all of December. I'll probably make some short videos during that time. The big transition in December, a lot going on. Until December, it's still kind of the same thing with work, just basically closing out. But yeah, I think December will be a lot of more interesting activity in my life, holiday, wedding, moving, and then being back in Lao permanently. So maybe I'll never hit the 1,000 hours, but at least I'll have 100 stories. Maybe I'll have up to 1,000 stories told to look back on, when I'm 10 years down the road. Even a year down the road, I'll probably go back and look through these just to see what I've been doing and what was going through my mind. So for me, that's a kind of a success, and I'll take it. So 6 months ago, I hit upload for the first time. I learned a lot of new skills. I built a habit of creativity and learning and overcoming fear. So if there's anybody out there interested in starting, I hope that somehow this motivates you. The worst thing that can happen is you grow from it. You try something different. You break your fears. Don't live in fear. Life is too short. So to those 9 subscribers that are on my channel, thank you very much. I am so glad. I would give you the why, as we say in Thai, the big thank you. I cannot thank you enough for watching. I hope that you give some likes, share this video if you can, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos. Take care, everybody. God bless, and take it slow.